The Zephyrian delegation burst into laughter when Ambassador Chen Wei placed the small potted plant on the crystalline negotiation table. Their chittering filled the sterile chamber aboard the orbital station, translators working overtime to convert their amusement into recognizable sounds. "This is your offering?" High Counselor Vex clicked his mandibles in what humans had learned was their equivalent of condescending amusement. "A single pathetic specimen of vegetation?" Chen maintained his diplomatic composure, though his jaw tightened slightly. The bamboo cutting in the modest ceramic pot looked unremarkable, barely 2 feet tall, with delicate green leaves that swayed gently in the station's artificial atmosphere. To the Zephyrians, who had conquered 17 star systems through their mastery of aggressive biowarfare, it appeared laughably insignificant. "The Terran Federation offers this as a symbol of our peaceful intentions," Chen replied carefully. "A gift from Earth to Zephyr Prime, should our negotiations prove successful." Counselor Mordek, whose serpentine form coiled around his gravity-defying chair, produced what the translators rendered as snickering. "Your species continues to amuse us, human. We have seen your military capabilities. Primitive kinetic weapons, crude chemical propellants, simple nuclear fission. And now you present us with a weed?" The other council members joined in the derision. They had spent weeks studying human agricultural practices, dismissing Earth's flora as woefully inadequate compared to their own militarized vegetation. Their homeworld bristled with carnivorous forests that could strip flesh from bone in minutes, root networks that functioned as living communication arrays, and flowering death traps that could release toxins capable of killing entire ecosystems. "We accept your gift," Vex said with theatrical magnanimity, "though we fail to see how such a frail organism could survive on our world. Zephyr Prime soil is rich with compounds that would dissolve your primitive plant matter within days." Chen nodded respectfully. "Perhaps. But this particular specimen has some unique properties that might surprise you." The negotiations concluded 3 days later, with a treaty heavily favoring the Zephyrians. Humanity agreed to provide mineral resources and manufacturing capabilities in exchange for limited trade rights in 2 minor systems. The bamboo cutting was transported to Zephyr Prime as scheduled, planted ceremoniously in the capital city's botanical display as a symbol of human submission. The Zephyrians forgot about it entirely. 3 months later, the first reports reached the High Council. A small section of the capital's eastern district had been altered. Where once stood their prized crystal spires and biomechanical structures, strange green stalks now emerged from the ground. The local vegetation seemed different too, less aggressive, somehow subdued. "Impossible," Vex declared when shown the surveillance footage. "Our soil is designed to prevent foreign biological contamination. Our native species should have consumed any invasive organism within hours." But the green stalks continued to spread. By the 4th month, entire city blocks had been transformed. The bamboo, for that's what their xenobiologists eventually identified it as, had developed an extensive underground network. More disturbing still, it appeared to be communicating with and somehow pacifying their weaponized plant life. Dr. Krillnex, the planet's leading botanical warfare specialist, presented increasingly alarming reports to the Council. "The human plant has formed a symbiotic relationship with our root networks. It's not competing, it's collaborating. Our combat vegetation is becoming docile." "How is this possible?" Mordek's coils tightened with anxiety. "We're still studying the mechanism," Krillnex admitted. "But it appears the bamboo produces compounds that integrate with our plant's chemical communication systems. It's essentially reprogramming them from warfare to cooperation." By the 6th month, the transformation was undeniable. Zephyr Prime's once fearsome botanical defenses had been converted into a harmonious ecosystem centered around the ever-expanding bamboo groves. The aggressive tendencies that had made Zephyrian biowarfare so effective were gone, replaced by an intricate network of mutually supportive plant communities. The military implications were catastrophic. Without their weaponized flora, Zephyr Prime was defenseless. Their other conquered worlds, dependent on regular shipments of combat-ready plant materials, began experiencing similar transformations as the bamboo's influence spread through established trade routes. Emergency sessions of the High Council devolved into panic. Attempts to burn out the bamboo failed. It had integrated so thoroughly with existing root systems that destroying it would kill every plant on the planet. Chemical attacks proved useless. The bamboo had somehow developed resistance to every toxin in their arsenal. "We've been outplayed," Vexith finally admitted during what would be their last council meeting on Zephyr Prime. "The humans didn't send us a gift, they sent us a conqueror." The final reports from their xenobiological teams revealed the elegant trap humanity had set. Earth's bamboo was indeed one of the planet's most invasive species, but this particular strain had been genetically modified over centuries of careful cultivation. Its incredible adaptability, rapid growth, and capacity for underground expansion had been enhanced with borrowed traits from other Terran plants. The communication networks of forest fungi, the chemical sophistication of flowering plants, the resilience of desert succulents. Most crucially, it had been programmed with Earth's own hard-learned lessons about cooperation over competition. Where Zephyrian plants fought for dominance, the bamboo offered partnership. Where their flora sought to destroy, it sought to nurture. It was, in essence, humanity's approach to survival. Not through superior firepower, but through adaptation, persistence, and the radical concept of mutual benefit. The evacuation of Zephyr Prime began 8 months after the bamboo's arrival. As Zephyrian ships departed their transformed homeworld, they could see from orbit the new reality below, a planet covered in gentle green groves, where once aggressive vegetation now swayed peacefully in the wind. Ambassador Chen received the surrender documents aboard the same orbital station where the negotiations had begun. Across from him, the Zephyrian delegation sat in subdued silence, their earlier arrogance replaced by bewildered respect. "Your plant," Vexith said quietly, "was not weak." Chen smiled, remembering the ancient human saying about bamboo, how it appeared delicate but could grow through concrete, how it bent in storms but never broke, how it spread not through violence but through quiet, inexorable persistence. "No," he agreed. "It never was."